Greetings and salutations, everybody. This is another update from Ape in Space, where you get all of your Virgin Galactic news and stock information. Folks, finally some good news revolving around the VMS EVE. According to the Virgin Galactic website, when VMS EVE emerges from the hangar, EVE is handed over to the flight test team under the direction of Senior Flight Test Director Kelly Lattimore. As one of the test pilots, Kelly has flown the EVE many times. The primary reason behind doing the flight test on the EVE is to inform their models. They have the ability to model the vehicle in terms of aerodynamics, loads, and systems. The engineers are able to use the computer models to predict how the vehicle will perform in different phases of the flight. So for the flight test, they actually go up and fly very specific conditions, gather data from the vehicle such as airspeed, altitude, and various other aircraft parameters. Then the engineers look at the data and determine things like to what degree did the wing bend or not bend. The engineers take all that information and update their models because although they don't fly every possible situation, the computer models can do it. And they also conduct what's referred to as a functional check flight. It's a standard practice in the aviation industry and is always a key step after maintenance and modifications are performed on the aircraft. They check everything on the ground and then again in flight. They check it during different maneuvers, different altitudes, and temperatures, especially extremely cold temps. Most pilots say that every plane has its own flying characteristics. After these modifications are made, the EVE could certainly fly differently, so it's important to handle these tests with extreme care so they understand how the vehicle is going to operate. Kelly remains impressed of how the EVE is performing, especially when it doesn't have to carry a spaceship. She says for such a large aircraft, it's got a lot of get up and go. On takeoff, it practically leaps up off the ground, and that's not even at full power. Remember this about the EVE, it has 2 fuselages, and that does take some getting used to because they're not sitting in the center of the airplane. So after the EVE passes its flight test, what's next? When will it be headed back to the spaceport? When will it be ready to take the VSS Unity for a ride? It turns out that the Unity is ready and waiting. After they complete system checks during initial flight tests, EVE will fly what they call a ferry flight to New Mexico. The team is excited to see the EVE and Unity reunited again, and so are we. There are more tests to be done with the mothership and spaceship combined, including more ground testing, glide, and powered flight to complete the required validations of the vehicle's modifications. I take this as a positive. We're clearly moving in the right direction, albeit a little slower than expected, a little slower than we want, but we're still moving in the right direction, which is forward. That'll be your update for today. Make sure you guys like, subscribe, and click that notification bell. Until next time, my friends, continue being excellent to each other and be well.